What's up, guys? This is Go Off Twin, episode 7. I'm Lindsey.
And I'm Maddie.
And for this episode, we are going to be talking about a love letter to our younger selves.
Yes.
Um, During this episode, this is our first episode that we didn't plan out. So we're just going to go with the flow, see how it plays out. And basically, during this episode, we're going to be talking about what we wish we would have told our younger selves, what we wish we would have learned when we were that age. And yeah.
What somebody should have said.
Mhm.
And now when you get older and you look back, it's like somebody should let me know.
A lot of the things that we learned in high school didn't prepare us for adulthood whatsoever. So we're learning all of these things when we should have known these things when we were younger. Childhood trauma, love languages, what Maddie spoke on her last episode, things like that. We should have known this when we were younger, and we didn't know this because we were being taught all of these things in high school that we didn't need to be taught.
Yeah. Anything I learned in history class, I don't remember and I don't use. Like I don't know why there wasn't more emphasis on like personal finance and like taxes and preparing you for your real life and for college. There's none of that. Why was I sitting here learning about Abraham Lincoln and World War II, which is important, but I don't know how to do my taxes and I don't know what you need to put on your forms and I don't know what a Roth account is. I don't know any of that.
Why were we learning about founding fathers who enslaved people who were not white? Why were we
Mm,
learning about that in history?
mm,
We shouldn't have been learning
mm.
about that. Founding fathers are not important. They're, in some instances, they can be important to our Constitution, but overall, we shouldn't have learned about them as much as we did. In history, we should have been being taught more about the origin of our country, the Native Americans. I know maybe we learned about one chapter of Native Americans in history. We were not
Yeah.
taught it as much as we should have been
Yeah, and I
taught.
remember that one part, like the Trail of Tears, and like that was some serious, like tragic shit. And it wasn't treated like that. Like the
No.
textbooks now are so gentrified. Like what we did
Mm-hmm.
to Japan and like Okinawa, like all that stuff is so like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like the savior complex is like, oh, we saved them and we helped them and we modernized them. Like we had slaves. We brought diseases over here and we
Mm-hmm.
enslaved natives and we killed
Mm-hmm.
natives and we killed slaves. All that's left out, all of that.
Yeah. And all of that shit is being brought back to today's world where everyone's getting sick of it.
Hmm.
People are starting riots. People are starting all of these groups because they're getting sick of it. Because although slavery doesn't technically exists in the form that it did before, but there's still slavery that exists. There's still a lot of racism that is hidden under the covers of our
Hmm.
government and our constitution laws. And we weren't taught those things along the lines of we weren't taught how to live an adult life. We weren't taught how to budget for a fixed income.
Mm.
I wasn't taught any of that stuff. So when I was going to college, and I was learning how to survive off of bartending and survive off of waitressing. I didn't. I was working 3 different jobs to be able to pay the damn bills.
Hmm. And
It's just
everybody's
little
like
things
student
like that.
aid and like get your scholarships and do all this. They don't tell you how hard it is to get student aid. You have to be
Mhm.
dead. Your mama dead is dead. Your daddy dead. You have a kid. You married. Like some weird, some hard circumstance for you to get any help.
Mhm.
And if your parents make any money, I'm sorry, because you ain't getting no help at all. It
No,
don't matter if
you
they're
ain't
like,
getting
I'm not
shit.
paying for shit. Get out of my house. They ain't covering nothing. And it's like, dang. And then you get to college and it's like, I got to work a full time job and I got to go to school full time. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm also living on my own for the first time. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Living on our own was a huge adjustment. I know
Mm.
it was for me because me and Maddie, we were both sheltered. So us going out into the real world, we learned hard. We hit the ground hard because we were not prepared for any of it.
And then living in a small town too, and then coming to like a bigger town with probably tens of thousands more people. It's like I didn't know how to drive either.
Mhm.
I did not know how to
Yeah.
fucking drive. I'm sitting here on like major streets here, like gripping the wheel, like white knuckling it. Didn't know what to do. I was happy when I first moved to my college hometown. My job was just right down the road. So I would just go 5 miles down the road just straight the whole time. Wouldn't have to worry
Mhm.
about turning, nothing, just go straight.
Lucky for me, I was able to walk to some of like I lived on campus, so I was able to walk to my part-time job. But when I started picking up waitressing and bartending, I had to drive in town too. We didn't have 10,000 people, but we still had quite a few people, bigger than you know, bigger
Yeah.
than our hometown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, the driving was a huge adjustment.
And now I go
Um,
back to like Mexico and it's like these people cannot drive. Cause I'm so used now to how people in like bigger cities drive, and I'm just like,
yeah.
y'all don't know how to drive.
Hmm. And with the driving, that's just one of those things that we also learned hard on. I got into two wrecks. One of them, they had hit my bumper in the damn Walmart parking lot, and Walmart couldn't do anything about it because it's a private property, so insurance did not pay for shit. So I was driving around with my blue Honda Civic all around town in the ghetto with no bumper on. And then in my second wreck, me and my mom got T-boned in Alexandria, Louisiana. If you guys don't know where that is, it's basically like a little Chicago. Yeah, we got T-bone and that totaled my car. The driving was a big adjustment. I still don't like driving in bigger cities, especially Kansas City,
Yeah, no.
Dallas. That's not for the weak. I make my husband drive every single time. Anytime we're going to a big city, you're driving. Unless you want us to get into a wreck, it's your turn.
Yeah, I hate Kansas City. St. Louis is fine. I could do St. Louis, but Kansas City, I
Hmm.
just mm,
Yeah, so driving and then finding out what our coping mechanisms are to all of this stress, to all of these new things that we're learning. I think the hardest thing was trying to find out how to live on my own,
mm,
how to be by myself,
mm,
um, and then how to take like real love and separate it from toxic love.
mm,
Because in our younger years in high school, we had toxic love. We didn't have that real compassion that we have now in our relationships. So I was trying to decipher between what was good for me and what was bad for me. Obviously, I was in a committed relationship with my husband now at that point, but I was still recovering from all of the toxicity that we were going through and all of these situationships, all of these
oh my
um,
gosh, yeah.
friendships, even. Yeah.
And toxic like men, and then you go to college and you don't even realize because you're in this small town and your criteria is very small. But the situations we were in, for example, had this boyfriend in high school. No business. Why don't date people in high school? Like you can mess around, but there's no point. There's literally no point. Um, he was caught. I had another friend text me that he saw because they were at a different school that he saw my boyfriend with a girl and they were like walking around hand in hand and like sneaking off together and sent me videos. And I remember like confronting him about it and he was like, "How dare you not trust me?" And that's crazy. Like I can't have friend. Now I'm like, I'll beat your ass. Like I don't care. I'll pull up and beat both y'all ass. I don't care. But in
Hmm.
the moment I was like, oh, like maybe he's right. I'm just seeing things. I don't know. So that's my first lesson to my younger self. When a man is lying, he's lying. Trust your gut.
Hmm.
If you know he's lying, you feel like he's lying, trust your gut. You're right. You're always right. You're 100% always right. If you have a bad feeling, your stomach feels kind of funny, you're right.
Hmm.
I would have saved myself so much time and heartbreak to just trust my gut.
Intuition never lies. Always stick with
Never,
your intuition.
never.
Hmm.
Don't ignore
Um,
it just because this guy's kind of cute or you think it's good. No, no,
no, it's
no,
not.
no. You gonna learn.
Yeah, relationships is one of those things that we wish we would have told our younger selves before we got into the situationships. But we're telling our younger selves that now. We're telling you guys who are listening, who are at that age where you're deciphering between the situationships and what is real, what is not. Is he cheating on me? Is he not cheating on me? There's a reason why you have that thing in your head. There's a reason why you're overthinking that shit because I'm not going to say 90% of the time, but most of the time you're right. Most of the time you need to stick with your gut.
And when
Um,
you have that gut feeling, if you don't listen, like, and that's a good thing about like how things work, God's gonna let you know. He gonna give you a second chance. He gonna let you know. There was one night we liked to sneak out in high school. We've established that. If y'all have been listening, we liked to go out and drink. There was one night I was going to sneak out, and I had another friend with me, and we were at my grandma's house together. And these two boys we met at the pool earlier. No, it was one boy we met at the pool earlier. He was like, "Why don't you come over and like we can hang out at like this park?" It's like 20 minutes away, which was like a lot for us in our hometown. That was a long way away. But I was like, "Okay, I'm going to go sneak out." And then my friend was like, "I have a bad feeling. I don't think you should go." I was like, "Oh, like fuck it. Like I want to go. Like what are you going to tell me? Like I think it'll be fun. I don't go." So she stayed home and I snuck out and I went. And then I pulled up to this park and it was him and another guy. And they were like, "Oh, like we left our dad pen at home. Like why don't we come back to my house?" And then my phone rings and it's my dad. Mind you, it's 2 a.m. My dad is, blue collar worker, 9 to 5. When it's nighttime, he's in bed. Anything past 9 p.m., he's asleep. He got to be up at 5 a.m. He's asleep. Why did he wake up in the middle of the night and decide to check my location at 2 a.m. and saw
mhm,
that I'm out of town? My dad calls and he's like, "Where the fuck are you at?" And it's like, what a coincidence that right after these guys are like, "Come back to the house." Oh, I lost my dad pen. Come help us find it. I ain't helping you find shit. And my dad's like, "Get the fuck home." And it's like, looking back, it's like, what were they gonna do? Little old
mhm,
girl, two grown ass men. What? If you do
mhm.
not listen to your gut feeling, you're either one gonna end up in a situation you can't fix, or two, you can get a second chance to fix it. And I remember driving back home, and smaller towns have like those kind of like movie like big like welcome to whatever town signs. My dad was pulled behind the city sign like a cop, hiding in the shadows, and waited until I pulled back in the town, whipped right around me like a cop. And when I finally parked, he reached in my window, snatched my keys out. I did not see those keys for 4 months.
It's that intuition. I mean, your
Just
friend
listen.
was,
Just listen.
mhm, your friend told you they had a gut feeling.
Hmm.
And why didn't you listen? There we are. It's one of those things like listen to your intuition because there's always a reason. There's
Hmm.
always a reason. And then with intuition too, not just like boy situations, but like friendships, jobs. Um, we can get more into that, but we have a lot to say about intuition because intuition has saved us for most of our life. We have very strong intuitions. We have a lot to say about that. Yeah, with intuition, we should have listened to our gut and we didn't. But we're learning that we are sticking with our intuition now. Another thing is we wish we would have learned is whenever you become an adult, you're going to be discovering all of this. Not everybody does discover it, but you're going to be discovering what you went through as a child because when you're a child, you block out a lot of things. You
You
block
have
out a
rose
lot
colored
of
glasses
those.
on. You have
Yeah,
no idea what's going on.
you're going to be figuring out what you went through as a child because when you're a child, your mind is still developing. It's blocking out all of these things that aren't good for you. And when you become an adult, you are discovering these things and you're discovering how to become adult on top of discovering how to heal from your childhood. Um, I wish when I was a child, I wish what I would have known when I was a child that how my parents acted in a relationship, how my parents act in a marriage is not normal. The fighting, the yelling, the physical fighting, throwing knives at each other, getting arrested for domestic violence, that's not normal. That should not be normalized in a relationship. No matter how much you love that person, you have to leave for your kids. You have to prioritize your kids first. I moved around a lot when I was a kid because my dad was going back and forth between jobs. The job environment was a little bit different back then, but we were bouncing around through different cities because we were getting different houses and we were going through a lot when I was a child. And I have this hero syndrome where I'm like, oh my God, I see my parents fighting. I need to dive in there and I need to separate them. I'm 9 years old diving into these physical fights. I'm getting hit. I mean, that's, anyways, yeah. I just wish I would have told my younger self to sit back and let them do them because they're adults. You're 9 years old. You should not be trying to break
Mhm.
up these fights because they're adults. You're a child. You need to stay out of that and you just need to learn that that's not normal. And I'm still recovering from that because all I know when I'm upset is to lash out. That's all I know because it's all I watched when I grew up. Whenever my parents were angry, they would lash out.
Mhm.
There was no talking it out. There was no learning a healthy coping mechanism. That we lashed out, and that's what I'm trying to learn as an adult. My sister was there for us. I mean, she tried her best to get us away from that, but she can only do so much because she was a kid too. But childhood trauma, telling myself, younger self, that what I'm looking at is not normal.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at should not be normalized.
And we talked about that last week. Fix that trauma. Fix that trauma. Because these thing and what people don't tell you too is when you have that trauma and these crazy like shit happening in your house, when you get in these relationships, you also crave that violence and you crave that crazy high energy. And then if you develop this hero system when you're a kid, you want to fix these people. I know he's crazy, but I can help him. I can fix him. I know he hits
Mm-hmm.
me sometimes, but I can help him. I can fix him. No, you can't. You
Mm-mm.
can't. Because you feel like you had to when you were little or you had to step in all the time. You can't. Go to therapy. Work that out. I'm letting you know now. That's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of
I would.
childhood, um, being insecure about things, it's for the birds. I can probably count on my hand how many people I've talked to that I went to high school with. Wear what you want to wear, do what you want to do. You'll probably never see these people again. Like, just do what you want to do. I wish I could go back and tell myself not to really worry so much about what other people think and how other people view you. These people in your small town are not the equivalent of how everybody else in the world views you. It's not. And I spent so much time stressing about what other people thought in my 150 class side. Like, I should have been just wear what you want to wear, do what you want to do your makeup how you want to do it, do whatever class you want to do, band, art that seems like it's a little
Just be a
nerdish.
child. Like, stop
Do
worrying
what you
about
want
what
to do.
others are thinking.
And that's another thing too. Be a kid. Stay out these grown folks' business. Stop messing around with these men that are twice your age. Don't be out here drinking and smoking, doing all this. Be a kid. You have all the rest of the time. You get to college, live the party life. Be a kid. Put the vapes down. Why are we vaping? And it's you 15, 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did it too, but like I had no business. No business. You fucking up your lungs from and they ain't even fully developed yet. Like just cut it. Cut that shit.
Um, and with the thing of being a child, you grow up and you get these insecurities because you were bullied as a kid. Let's say whenever I was in elementary school and middle school, I was bullied because I was tall. Why would these kids bully people because I never got that. Why were girls always bullied because they were taller than these short ass men? Short ass boys. I'm sorry.
Inbreds are
Girls hit
short.
puberty before everybody else.
Inbreds are
I
short.
was bullied so hard. I would be called, and it would upset me so bad. But like now, I'm just like, bro, I was taller than you. Why are you making fun of me? And you're still short.
Hmm.
Like, and then my nose. People would call me Black Nose because I had a very fat nose, and they would call me these racial slurs that they would call other people. And I just had a fat nose. I still got a fat nose. And what about it? What about my fat nose? I pig nose, and then my maiden name was Weaver. They would call me Lindsay Bieber. Just the stupidest things that kids would bully each other for. Bullying should not be normalized. I mean, it makes you into the person you are, but nowadays bullying goes way too hard. Like these kids are committing suicide because of that.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying is terrible.
And like
I just wish.
people make dumb, like that's like a diss. Is like Miss Bieber. Like that's just so lame. Like don't let that shit
Mhm,
like affect you. Like these dumb,
mhm.
ways to bully you people came up with. And like with
Yeah.
names too, my middle initial is R, and so people would call me Mr. J, which really helped my complex because I also dressed like a tomboy and like was going through this whole thing, so the Mr. J didn't help.
Hmm. Now that we've put aside bullying, here's a reason why our younger selves should have been bullied.
Yeah, there was some things. Hmm. In like middle school and Nair was a thing. Like people would prank people and put Nair in shampoo bottles, and everybody was using Nair. It's if y'all don't know what Nair is, it's like hair removal cream. And I was like, I'm gonna like clean up my eyebrows
Traumatized.
with Nair. Like I'm just gonna like
Traumatized.
leave, put a little bit under, put a little bit under, clean it up real good. I let it sit, and then I went to wipe it off, and my whole eyebrow came off.
Wait, I have pictures of like I use Nair too. I think we all went through that
Hmm.
phase. I have a
Thin
picture
eyebrow
of
phase, yeah.
yeah,
And
and
my
I
mom,
just did both of my brows in middle school.
yeah, my
Hmm.
mom had to like help me draw it on with a pencil, like before school. I literally had no eyebrows, and I remember I was crying, and I don't even know if I have a picture. I'd have to look.
I do.
You do?
I sure do. I have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's with me and Michaela. One's with me and Marcus. Yeah.
Leave the
Oh my
nail alone.
god, Nair. And then I was trying to do the bangs.
Mm.
And do you remember that? It was like
Mm.
freshman year. And I did the chop and it was like Joe Dirt. It's not like the cute bangs I have today. It's not like those bangs. It's like Joe Dirt. I did a whole and then I chopped that shit. Oh my god. Never doing that again. Everybody call me Joe Dirt. Yeah. That was a rough phase. They should have bullied me harder because I still thought it was cute.
That and the thick eyebrows. I also had a thick eyebrow stage, which was horrible. Like
Hmm.
caterpillar, thick ass eyebrow
Yeah.
stage. I just couldn't get it right. I had to go really thin and go really big until I could figure out,
Hmm.
how to work
Never
it.
in between.
Yeah. I remember like Anastasia dip brow. It was
Hmm.
like everybody's shit. Everybody was carving their brows and using
And
the,
full face to high school, full face
yeah,
to middle school.
yeah,
Why?
with like
Why?
heavy, heavy highlighter, full face makeup,
Sharp tape lines.
tape liner.
Why do we do
Yes.
that? Why do we think that was cute to wear to high school?
Mm. That and everybody had like the army green button-up jacket.
Hmm.
Another thing everybody did was twin to school.
Yeah. Always coordinating outfits.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah, um,
But that was like a cute phase. That was
yeah.
like that's like something that's cute. Um,
And then another
I'm
reason
trying
to
to think
be
of.
bullied, we were always taking pictures in the hallway.
Hmm.
And then One day we were convinced we were gonna take like our album photo pictures. Insert photo.
Wait, we have to enter another.
Insert photo. And we thought we
We
were
were
hot
in our
shit.
rapper era.
We thought we were hot shit. And don't ask me who that person was because I have no idea. I
I don't know
literally, when
either.
I got out of high school and left my house, I had such a glow up. I had such a glow up. I don't know who that person is. And it's like,
You were still cute.
but it was like,
You just had like a
it's like you
mental
wonder
and
why you
physical
never
look.
got a boyfriend. Like you never got like a decent boyfriend. Like, girl, I have like a really flat, like Asian nose, okay? And I wore like these huge glasses, right? And my Asians know if you have, flat noses, you can't wear glasses with no like nose piece because they fall down here because your nose can't hold it up. So I had my big old glasses that were like down here,
Thick frames too.
thick. You could not see my eyes. They were down here all the time. It'll probably be in the picture whenever I insert it.
Yeah, well.
That was just a lot, and I never wore makeup. It just, bitch, throw some mascara on or something. Like if I can go back, like put something
You
on,
were really in your tomboy
put
phase.
something
That
on,
was your tomboy phase. Yeah.
put a little something on, some concealer, something, please.
And then another thing we should have been bullied for is us acting crazy over these boys. I have a video of me walking up and down the stairs screaming. I was with you and our other friend. I was screaming uh, Blank's name. Something about him not texting me back or him leaving me on red. Like that whole situation, I would act crazy at school, bro. What? Over this Brazilian gay guy, over this Brazil gay guy, first of all.
Also, like if I can go back, if you get an unsolicited dick pic, report that shit. Send him to
Yeah.
prison. Send him to
Heavy on
prison.
that.
Send him to
Heavy.
prison. You had no business, especially if they out of high school or they 3, 4 times older than you. Jail. Why are you a senior sending a freshman dick pics?
hmm
Jail.
It's not because you're special,
No.
it's because you're a predator.
Jail.
hmm
Those are pedophiles. Jail.
Yeah. Oh my God. We talk to so many older men, it's actually insane. I'm like looking back on how many old I can like replay the conversations of them saying you're so special. I love you.
It's
I
the dad
like
issues.
you. Oh my
Dad
God.
issues. Something about an older man with a beard.
Ooh, that shit. Ooh,
Ooh.
let me tell you, them beards. Mm. Bullying. Yeah, we should have bullied ourselves for that. That didn't happen enough. I wish we would have bullied ourselves. We should have bullied ourselves,
Somebody
and we
should have.
didn't.
Somebody should have.
Somebody,
Should have told me. Let
because
me know.
apparently we weren't getting bullied enough because
Yeah.
we still kept doing it.
She told me to take them
Um,
big ass glasses off. And
stop doing the
also, like,
brows.
when you're in school too, and like, girl crazy. I was crazy with boys. Like, and I kind of feel bad. Like, I treated like a lot of people like crazy. And then in school too, like having a mental health disorder was such like a plus. I
hmm
don't know what was about that area, but everybody was like harming themselves or depressed, and it was like
Oh my God,
a
we
whole
would
thing.
purposely cut ourselves.
Yeah, it was
Like,
like a thing. It's like everybody has like a little mental health disorder, and that's like a thing. It was niche. Everybody, you were kind of cool if you had a little eating disorder or something.
mm-mm. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Anyways, um,
Um,
bully.
yeah, bullying to an extent, not the bullying nowadays where
No,
they go freaking crazy
no.
insane. But bullying back then, I mean, not the tall being tall was a stupid bullying, but like bully yourself for falling for these men, that eyebrow trim, the thick caterpillar, no. Mm-mm.
If somebody would have told me, I would have never done it again.
Yeah.
I would have
hmm
never touched a dip brow again.
I think if they would have jumped me, I definitely wouldn't have done it. I think I would wish I would have been jumped. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or somebody
Hmm.
should have wiped them off.
Yeah.
Would have changed my
Punch me
life.
in the face for that. Like, something. Oh, another thing. I wish I would have told my younger self to stop wanting to be an adult. Rushing adulthood was the worst mistake I could have done. Who told us we wanted to be adults?
It was
I'm
like
ready to
such a
go
rush
back to
to
high
move
school.
out. Yeah.
I'm ready to go back to the middle school, not worry about a damn thing, not worrying about bills. I was always focusing on the future whenever I was younger. Why? And then I rushed that, and now I'm ready to go back to being 10.
And people don't tell you too, like when you live with siblings, I kind of like left my house and didn't look back. And now like looking back, like I regret it so much, especially cuz I
Yeah,
have like a younger sibling and it's like I took for granted like the amount of time like you're in the same household with your sibling and then you move out and it's like I'm never going to live with my brother anymore. Like I'm never going to be in the same house and live with him again. But you don't really
it'll
cherish
never be
that.
the same.
Yeah, and you don't really cherish it in the moment and then you look back and it's like we should have gotten a couple more fights, you know. Played a
Yeah,
couple more video games. Which is sad, but like that's growing up, you know.
yeah. It's a sad heart. It's bittersweet. You're
Mhm.
never going to get to fight with him again because I have a younger brother too, around her brother's age, and we fought really bad. But I wish I could
Oh, we
fight like
pop
that again
out.
with him.
Nobody tells you when you're in like a brother sister relationship, we be
Hmm. Hmm.
getting crunk.
Giving each other black eyes.
Yeah. I remember me and my brother got in a fight one time and my grandma, she was an old grandma. Old grandma's got big large print Bibles that are like this thick and this big and got everybody's birthday in it. Cuz a lot of times too, like older times, they would write people's birthdays down
Yeah.
like in Bibles. Like it wasn't anything like recorded like in a hospital. They would just write it down in the Bible.
Hmm.
But I remember me and my brother got in a fight and he picked up this heavy ass Bible. It whopped me across the face with it, chipped my tooth off. Chipped my whole tooth off. We would throw my mom also had like these metal vases. We would throw vases at each other. We was
Hmm.
popping off. Wasn't nothing
Hmm.
like it.
Nope.
Yeah, we had
But I'd
UFC
do it
at home.
again.
Mhm. I'm
Yeah.
prepared
I'd do
now.
it again. Yeah. Choking each other out. Me and my brother would choke each other out literally. We
Mm,
would choke each other out. I would chase him around with a knife. Like, we went hard. We all went hard. That younger brother, older sister combo,
mm.
it's nothing like it.
And do like some evil shit. My brother stayed upstairs and I stayed downstairs. And I knew he'd like to come down in the middle of the night and get snacks. So I would put the whole bottom floor, I would put Legos.
Oh,
So in the dark, he'd get down the stairs and he'd step on Legos when he got to the bottom.
uh-uh.
Just little shit like that. Like I miss like playing pranks and like, doing all that shit.
Yeah. Why did we rush adulthood?
I don't
Our
know.
young, if you're listening right now, stop rushing adulthood. If you're in your teens, you're 18, whatever, stop wanting to be an adult. Just enjoy being young. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Go out and have fun. Like,
Another thing too, it's also like we're getting closer to like the age like my parents would have been when they had me. I would have been 4 or 5 by now. And then when you grow up, you see your parents as human and not superheroes. Like there's a big
yeah.
shift when you get out and you're like, they were just like, this is a little girl and this is a little boy, and they're just learning life too and they're figuring it out. I just wish I could go back and be like, don't be so hard on your parents because they're figuring it out for the first time too.
Yeah.
Everybody's figuring it out for the first time. Is that an excuse
Mhm.
for the way people act and like certain things you had to deal with? No, but it's also like they deserve a little bit of grace.
Mhm.
A little bit.
Especially when it comes to like their parenting techniques. Like,
Hmm.
I always complained about our parents being strict. Whenever I got older, they were really strict in my teens, but like I'm looking back and like they protected me from a lot of stuff that could have went down. I mean, I
Hmm.
still snuck out. We still snuck out, but they were protecting me. They had these trust issues that they didn't solve in their childhood, so they brought that with them into them having kids, and that's just them learning how to parent.
Hmm.
Now, a lot of things happened when I was a child that shouldn't have happened, but they got better as an adult, and they were trying to figure things out being parents for the first time too.
Yeah.
Everybody's learning to live life for the first time. It's grace, having grace on yourself.
Hmm.
Stop being so harsh, because I was so mean to my mom. I was so mean to her whenever I was an adult. We were not getting along. I didn't have enough grace on her. And I look back on that and I regret it, because I just didn't have enough grace. We had all that unsolved childhood trauma, and we just didn't have enough grace on each other.
And that's another thing too, like with your mom, when your mom tells you something, I don't know what it is about mom radar. If she tells you she doesn't like your friend, that's a bad friend.
Yeah.
My
Mhm.
mom was right 100% of the time. If she said that's not a good friend or I don't like her, there was
Mhm.
a reason. And
Yeah.
I should have just listened then. And then you figure out 2, 3, 4 years down the line that they're crazy and a backstabbing bitch. You should just listen. When your mom tells you your little trick ass friend or she's a little sneaky, I don't like her, she is.
Mhm.
And she's probably going to cheat on your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
They're always right. My
Yeah.
mom was always right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that have happened within the past couple of years. I'm like, oh shit, she was right about everything.
Always.
Hmm.
But I think that's like female intuition. And I think it's starting
Yeah.
to come out now. Like I just
Yeah.
know. Like when
Yeah.
people
Hmm.
lie to me, I just get like the sickest, nastiest feeling in my stomach. Like before you attempt to lie to me, just know that I already know you're lying. Like
Hmm.
I just know. And it makes me
It's the
sick.
gift of womanhood.
Yeah, yeah,
All women have it.
yeah. Great intuition.
I don't know about men. Um, my husband doesn't have intuition. I love him so much, but he can't tell when someone's fake.
No,
I
men are
can. I'll point
oblivious.
him out.
Are
Hmm.
oblivious,
Yeah.
and men don't understand like women code. Have you seen those TikToks going around? And it's like, God forbid, a woman reports back to headquarters. When
Yeah.
it's talking
Uh
about like
huh.
her group of
Yeah.
friends, they don't get
Uh
it. Like
huh.
when I'm talking about a girl, like, oh, I saw whoever from high school and she's gotten really big. I'm not being a hater, it's just an observation. Like, let me take it back to my
Yeah.
headquarters. It's just something we
Hmm.
gotta talk about. I love everybody, but I just want to talk about it
Yeah.
because it's different.
Hmm.
And then my boyfriend would be like, you're being such a hater. Like, that's so mean. You don't understand the process. You don't
It's
understand. Same thing
yeah.
like, oh, did you see
It's
so and so
woman
had a
talk.
baby?
Hmm.
We got shit to talk about. It's just, girl
Yeah.
talk.
It's just
Porch talk.
updates. It's
Yeah.
tea. Yeah. Porch talk.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's porch talk.
Yeah. Some
Hmm.
shit like if I was swinging in my front porch and I'm watching these people drive by and I'm talking shit, it's the
Hmm.
same thing. I don't mean nothing. I
Oh,
don't
did
mean
you
no
see
harm by it.
them?
Yeah.
You saw so and so's with that girl?
Yeah.
Isn't she with her?
I
Oh,
saw Harold drive by
yeah.
down the street. He didn't have
Yeah.
Jolene with her.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Intuition. Again, I don't lie. And then normalizing making mistakes. We were really hard on ourselves. Whenever we made a mistake, I know I would beat myself up over it. I would take months beating myself up over the smallest mistake. It's okay to make mistakes, because, again, we're all learning to be adults. We're all learning to just live.
And the concept of having somebody who hasn't developed their frontal lobe and who is 15, 16 years old decide what they want to do with the rest of their lives, you don't know what you're going to do.
No.
And then there's so much pressure if you pick something to do and then you go to college and it's like, well, this is what I'm going to do. Like, it's what I told everybody I'm going to do. And that's not even what you want to do. You don't know what you want to fucking do. And I wish somebody
Mm-mm.
would have told me, like, it's okay to, one, go to college late, two, take a break, three, change your major, however many times you want to change it, change your career, drop out of school, do what you want to do. You don't know what you want to do. You probably won't. I don't think your
Mm-mm.
frontal lobe develops till you're 25. How are you supposed to know what you're
Yeah.
going to do for the rest of your life? You don't. It's okay to switch careers and to switch
Yeah.
your schooling. Doesn't matter if you've been in a school for, you're almost about to graduate. Like, just, It's your money at the end of the day. Do what you want to do.
And you don't need to go to college to make money. We
No.
were taught in high school that we
Yes.
had to go to college to
Yes.
have these good careers, and it's false. It's a scam. You don't need to go to college to have a good career.
Hmm. To be,
I have a career now where I don't need a diploma to get the career I have right now. I don't use my diploma for anything in my career right now.
yeah. And then you get in debt, and it's like nobody tells you how to manage debt. Like, fuck.
Mm-mm.
You got to deal with loans and
Mm-mm.
all this. Nobody tells you.
Credit scores,
Yes. Yes. Credit. That's a big thing. Credit scores. You cannot do shit without credit. You cannot.
no.
You can't get no apartment. You can't get no car. Nothing. And that shit should have
Um,
been built from 18 years old. When you turn 18 years old, get you a little credit card. Start building that shit.
mhm. Even before then, if you have the luck to have your parents add you as an authorized user, have them do that because that builds your credit too.
Hmm.
But yeah, just learn to live life. Stop being so hard on yourself. Just make a mistake and learn from it because it's what we're doing. We're making mistakes and we're learning from the mistakes that we made. All of these mistakes that we made when we were children, those toxic relationships we learned from, those thick eyebrows we learned from, the thick glasses we learned from. Um, Even seeing my parents fight, I'm now learning that that wasn't normal. That's not a normal relationship. You're learning from those toxic behaviors and you're learning just to be an adult. In our 20s, it's crucial to just let us be in our 20s. You need to
Yeah.
stop being so hard on yourself.
Yeah. And it's like, if I could go back to, like, just tell yourself, like, it'll be okay. Everything will work
Mm-hmm.
out. You'll find a man that loves you. You'll figure out school. Your
Yeah.
family's doing good. Everybody's good. Enjoy the moment. Everybody's fine. You're doing all right. Enjoy the moment. While you're in
Mm-hmm.
this little enclosed bubble of your household, and you don't have to worry about the stress of bills and all this and that. Enjoy it. Enjoy the time.
Spend more time with family. Oh
Mm.
my God. That's the most like crucial thing I wish I would have done whenever I was younger. I wish I wouldn't have closed up so much. I wish I would have spent more time with my family. I didn't. I was always in my room. I was depressed. I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of shit going on. But I didn't spend time with my family and that fell back on me as an adult. So I wish I would have told my younger self to spend more time with my family, get through the shit, talk more, talk about how you're feeling, talk about what's going on. No matter how embarrassing it is, talk to your parents. They're there for you for a reason. They're your parents for a reason. If you're close to them, you're living with them, talk to them. I wish I would have told my younger self to spend more time with my family.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Emphasis on that. When you get older, everything that matters, only thing that matters is family.
Hmm.
And the people, you can add people to your family. I've always been over the topic. Like, family don't mean blood, but people you add into your family, that's what's most important.
Yeah. Family can be that friend that you made on Facebook, that friend you met at that coffee shop. Family is what you make of it. Just spend more time with your family because life is way too short.
Yeah.
Spending more time with our family, and then also what happened wasn't our fault. It's again reflecting on just letting that mistake happen because what happened in your past wasn't your fault. What happened with your parents, what happened in those relationships, that wasn't your fault. That was just you living in that moment,
Yeah. The
learning how to
trauma
live.
that happened to you, like, that's the biggest role that, like, a victim takes on is responsibility. What happened to you was not your fault, and you were just a kid. And you have to realize that when you're an adult too, is none of that was your fault. Like, you carry such a heavy burden on your shoulders when you carry responsibility for things that have nothing to do with you. Like, you losing a friendship, or you know, you lost somebody close to you, and you're like questioning, like, what could I have done better? Could I have done
Hmm.
anything? Could I have said anything? Like, it's not your fault.
Hmm.
Like, no matter what you would have done, what you would have did, like, it's not your fault. If this man
Hmm.
assaulted you, there was nothing you could have wore different, or said different, it's not your fault.
No.
You have to forgive yourself.
We can say all these things that we wish we would have told our younger selves, but at the end of the day, this is things that we wish we would have known, but it's not our fault that it happened.
Mm,
It's moving on from that. We can say all these things that we wish we would have told our younger selves, but we move on from that and it's not our fault.
mm,
And the last thing we're going to mention is don't be afraid to try new things.
mm.
I was in college and I was working a lot, and I did not take a lot of the opportunities I was given because I was working or I wanted to go hang out with my boyfriend. But I missed out on a lot of friendships because I was afraid of trying new things. I was so comfortable in the setting of being closed in, being sticking to a schedule that I didn't do all these opportunities because I didn't want to try new things. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. And just trying new things is a good thing.
Yeah, just branch out. Fuck it.
Hmm.
Like, just go out there and experience new things. Go on these solo trips. Like,
Yeah, just going out and exploring, trying new things. We hope you guys enjoyed us just winging this episode. We have a new little setup, so hopefully this works out.
yeah, let us know what you
And
think.
yeah, just something new, switching it up. We hope that this episode kind of flowed because we really did. We had nothing planned out, so we just kind of had these
Pulled it
ideas
out of our
flowing,
ass. Yeah.
basically. Yeah. But next week, I will see you guys next week, and then Maddie will see you guys the following week. We love you guys. Thank you guys again for being there for us, especially with us learning all these new technology stuff because this shit is hard.
I see why they hire people.
Yeah. But yeah, we hope you guys have a great week. We know that it's Saturday, but we hope you guys enter this new week with a good vibe. We hope you guys manifest some shit. We hope you guys get that shit done
Be
because
productive.
it's not going to get done by itself.
Yep. Be productive. Um, this is like 500th time, but drink your water.
Yep. Yep.
Drink your water.
Stay hydrated. Hmm.
You got dark piss. Drink some water.
Uh-huh.
Drink your water, please. That's your goal. Your goal is to. Ooh, what goal should we give you guys this week? One is always drink
Oh.
water. That should be top of the list. Drink
Mhm.
water.
Yeah.
Two, I want you to reflect on something from your childhood and some negative feeling you have towards your childhood, towards yourself. And I want you to say, I forgive me.
Hmm.
Think about it. A
That's a
little
good one.
memory, something, I forgive me. And you need to drink your water. Again, drink your water.
Hmm.
Then do the forgive me.
Hmm. Wrapping that up, make sure you guys subscribe, like, share with your friends, and I will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Bye, twins.
Bye.